Taking a look at APE here, you can see from this top to where we are currently, it was a pretty significant dump, around a 68% retracement. All the way to the bottom here was around a 72% retracement. And we have also broken this green box of support to the downside. Now, in my previous videos, I mentioned, APE doesn't really have a whole lot of price history. And because of that, there really isn't a whole lot of zones of support and resistance for this. So we could very well break these with ease to the upside and downside, which as you can see has happened here as well as here. We did find somewhat of a bounce at the green box at around 7%, but it wasn't really anything crazy. Now, considering we have had quite the substantial move to the downside in such a short amount of time, we should be seeing a relatively decent bounce soon. Now, I don't know if this bounce is going to send us up to new all-time highs. I don't really suspect it. If anything, we'll probably come to retest this green box of support as resistance and then have a further move down. And because this green box is now resistance, I'll be changing it to the color red. But since the USD pair doesn't really have a whole lot of price history for it as the USDT pair, we can take a look here at this chart. And even here, you can see that on the move up here, there was no consolidation, there was no stopping. It was just pretty much a straight green bar up. So really, in my opinion, where we are right now and much below here is undiscovered price history. There's really no telling where this could bottom out because there's no information that we have from the past. So that's just something to keep in mind here. But below us you can see that we have the Fibonacci level at the 1618 at around $5, 5.8 bucks. If we move below here, we could very well see a tag of the 2618, which is sitting around $2.2. And really anything under that would be a significant loss. We're talking 84 cents or even all the way down here at 48 cents. And this is coming from a high of around 28 bucks. But we'll just have to talk about that if that happens. If you take a look at the EMA Ribbon and the Ichimoku Cloud on the 4-hourly, you can see we did have one test of the EMA Ribbon, which sent us further down. This is to be expected as we usually don't break this the first time to the upside. Now this is more true on the longer time frames, but most of the time it doesn't happen. And then we fell below the 200 EMA. The Ichimoku Cloud is pretty far away from us right now, so I'm not too concerned about it, but it is getting wider. So the longer we stay down here, the quicker this is going to catch up with the price, and we could very well come up for a rejection. As right now, it looks like we're getting a pretty substantial wick here on the 4-hourly chart. So we could see a move up to test the EMA Ribbon again, say around the 1 level on the Fibonacci retracement before we have a rejection, or this could send us through the EMA Ribbon to test this red box again. But considering it's so wide here and we've had only one test of it, we could very well find resistance on it again. Actually, that's more likely to happen in my opinion. Take a look at the hourly. You can see we've had pretty significant tests of the EMA Ribbon back here. We actually flipped it back green, only to flip it back red again, so this is reset. You can see here, even after we reset it, we have been testing it quite a bit throughout this range. And even here, we almost broke out of it, but ultimately got sent lower. This could very well be somewhat of a double bottom before we break it to the upside, but we do have to fight this Ichimoku Cloud as well. We have had one rejection of the Ichimoku Cloud on the hourly, which could very well be enough to break the Ichimoku Cloud here to the upside, especially since it's a shorter time frame. It is also worth a note that the Ichimoku Cloud is much thinner here than it is back here. So to sum things up, we really need to find a bounce relatively soon if this wants to trade any higher. In my opinion, I'm not entirely sure if that's going to play out. If anything, we'll come up here to test this as resistance and find a move further down. If we don't find a bounce here, our next stop is likely around the 1618 at $5. If we can't hold $5, we'll likely move down to the 2618, which is sitting around $2.2. And ultimately, the level to break to become bullish, in my opinion, is really this red box of resistance right here, as we'd be setting a new high from this high. Because other than that, we'll probably just come up here somewhere and set a lower high, right? This would be a lower high than this one, and ultimately set lower lows. So those who are trading or investing in this, be very cautious. You can see that we're coming into undiscovered price history for the most part, especially considering that this move to the upside right here didn't have any consolidation or any sign of stopping. That means if we do break down here, we could really come anywhere within this range before we find a move to the upside again. This is all I have for APE today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so, as I try to post content daily. As always, this is not financial advice, and I'll see you in the next one.